Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown in the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Sometimes, even when you start the show, I'm just starting to laugh already. This is what I love about it. 2 to 4 every day,
Bring that
Monday
energy,
through
man,
Friday.
you know?
Bringing the energy.
Yeah.
Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports. Brendan's with us. Cam's with us, and so is Kool-Aid. Glad to have you on board as well, and we welcome you in the chat, of course, as always. What's going on, man? How you doing? You're looking sharp. I like that.
appreciate that, man.
Is that a turtleneck or is that a mock?
This is a turtleneck.
That's a turtleneck.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
a turtleneck. You know, I'm on my Pastor Be Easy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I came with the words down to make sure everybody's good.
I'm about to say, I feel like you about to walk into a jazz club and handle business.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a jazz club. It could be like going to church. Catch
You can
the
play a
word.
flute.
I ain't playing the flute.
Anchor, man.
The Yaz flute.
I ain't playing the jazz flute. No, I'm not playing the flute. No, but feeling good, man. I woke up. It was snowing outside. Snow was crazy.
Oh, my God.
Snow was crazy in the neighborhood, but I still was able to get a haircut today. So it's haircut Wednesdays, not
Okay.
Thursdays. I worked out. I got a nice lunch. Did you guys see me finish?
Yeah, the salad. I want to get to the workout thing.
Man, excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show. I mean, bringing that energy.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
it too. The snow, man.
You went to a place last night that I hold dear in my heart. So
I will go to that
talk
place. I
about.
want to tell you about that for sure. But the snow, it was just, I mean, coming down overnight, right? It's the thick snow. It's the best packing snow.
This is the
it
snowball
not?
fight snow.
This is the snowball,
snowball fight snow.
without question. And the snowballs that hurt too.
Yeah, 100%.
And these are the snowman.
Yeah.
That's the kind of snow
frosty
too, right?
situation.
But it really sucks when you're trying to shovel the driveway, okay? Because it's heavy.
Service.
All right?
You're
It's
absolutely
really
correct
heavy.
about that.
Yeah.
That's why you get that service though.
Yeah, it's really heavy. I know. I don't get the service.
gotta
I have
get
my
the
own
service, though.
snow thrower.
Okay.
So I finished the driveway, which is great. I've got a straight driveway and a circular all at once. So I finish it.
You know they
And-
say every year,
What?
couple people go down.
I
You
know.
shoveling
Listen,
snow.
that's
Shep,
me.
I don't want that to be you.
That's me.
I would hate to get the news that my guy was out there trying to act like he still had it.
But Braylon looked right in the camera and say, "The show must go on." Anyway, let's do this.
Hey, how you doing, brother? That was here. There'll be no Shep.
I feel
Threw his
good.
back out.
So anyway, I go to the back patio because that's where the dogs are let out, and I think, okay, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Why don't I just snow throw the back patio as well? What do? I forget that there is an extension cord for some lights on the back patio plants for Christmas. No, but I chopped it up. So I have to shut it down and start it back up. Pull cord, left with just the handle and part of the cord. Completely out. Can't, and it's a heavy snow thrower, and I've got to then load it into the car and get it fixed. What a pain in the ass. Thank God I got the damn driveway done, though.
You know, but you're a man's man. You know, you're gonna make that happen.
I'm trying.
Regardless.
I'm trying.
Regardless. What this reminds me of is, I was at Michigan. It's gonna be a good segue to you, but when I was in Ann Arbor, when I was in Michigan, man, it was the first snow always led to the infamous snowball fight. And that snowball fight in Michigan had been going on 30 years before I got there. And literally that's what it is. It's the first time you get snow like this. Everybody on campus knows. You see it. You start to get the emails. Yeah, that's how far I go back. You start to get the emails, start to get the calls. There wasn't no texting back then. And it's like, hey, it's on. Hey, it's on. And what the snowball fight would be is it would be West Quad, which is where all the football players stay. A lot of the athletes, more so football players, versus South Quad, which is right across the street. South Quad had a lot of students. Now I think more football players stay over there and some other athletic groups. But baseball stayed over there.
Oh, okay.
So you see where
they
I'm
like
going
to
with
throw
this.
it, yeah.
So it would always be fun. We would get to going. It would be us on this side, them on that side, and it would start off as a snowball fight. Like we have the numbers, but they have the accuracy, they got the speed. So we go back and forth and back and forth. And Shep, after a while, we get tagged, we getting hit.
Yeah.
Nobody's having success on our side. It always turns into rush 'em. We rush him, go over there, and beat him up, slam him. I think the baseball coach called Lloyd one year. But we beat him up, wrestle him up.
Are you serious? Baseball coach called Lloyd?
He did. And we back him all the way into the dorms, and then we flood South Quad. We go up and down the rooms. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I won't say what I did in the rivalry. Just know, hey, man, I'm about my squad.
Didn't Cam Ward say he got hit by a snowball in Cleveland recently? I think he did.
It's Cleveland. It makes. I've got hit by a snowball in Cleveland.
Did you?
So, I would assume the opposition would. Yeah, I was playing for the Browns.
I was about to say for the Browns.
Yeah, I was playing for the Browns. I got hit with a snowball. Yeah, that's why when I found out I was leaving, I was like, yes.
Well, I went to. Speaking of Michigan, I went to the basketball game last night. I took my wife's uncle. They were in from out of town, and they have. He's never been to a Michigan basketball game. He's never been to Yost. He's never been to a Michigan basketball game. So went early, had a decent meal, and took him over to Yost to experience that, which I would encourage anybody, whether you like hockey or not, to go. You can talk about the big house. I know you love it. You can talk about the baseball stadium, Fisher Stadium, and you can talk about Chrysler. I think Yost is the best atmosphere for an athletic event on campus. I think it's the loudest, the rowdiest, and it is passionate. A lot of young people there too. Okay.
I would say most consistent, yes.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about one of those amazing nights or games. Like it's hard to beat the big house. But in terms of consistency, I don't think it's close. It is Yost.
Yeah. It's pretty damn good. So he went in there and he loved it, obviously. My son, who works for Michigan football, was kind enough to take him around Schembechler Hall, in which, I've seen it. But I don't care how many times you've been through it. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And as we're walking through, they have every player who's won a major award. It's a major award. Yes, thank you very much. Major award, Christmas story. Anyway, every single player who's won a major award, and of course the Biletnikoff Award winner, and they've got the All-Americans, and of course the All-American, and of course, all these different awards. He's everywhere.
I know that guy.
He's everywhere. Which and I'm I'm not sitting here blowing smoke. I'm just saying you recognize all the great players, all these different guys. Taylor Lewan there, Tom Brady, Braylon's there, and it leads me to believe, as I'm walking around, I'm literally saying out loud to myself, I said, how the hell is he not in the College Football Hall of Fame? Something we've already talked about numerous times, right? So I'm not trying to open Pandora's box again. But my wife's uncle looks at me and goes, he's not? As we read the bios on the various players, So it just reminded me of that. Then we went to the basketball game, enjoyed it very much. They're really flipping good. I mean, they are really, really good. They're deep, they're long, they're big, they're tough, they're strong. They defend like a son of a bitch. They are really, really good. And, blew out Villanova last night. And that's 6 straight games where they've won 25 points or more. That is the first time that's ever happened in program history.
Last time it's been done in NCAA has been 1995. Look, I appreciate that tidbit. I appreciate that love, as always. How I pride myself in that situation is it's what you do against your rivals and it's what you do in the big games. When I see my name etched in stone with other names that are etched in stone for the University of Michigan, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, he played against Ohio State well. He put Michigan State on the map. You know what I'm saying, these things like that. Like those how you judge players in an institution. Like, how did you do against your rivals?
Yeah.
Like, how did you do in the big games? I could care less about a bunch of empty calories and playing against Purdue and Northwestern and all those places.
Yeah, but I would say that leads to really consistent players.
Right.
You're not quoting, not that you wouldn't quote taking nights off.
Yeah.
That you're only getting up for the big games. You're playing consistently on a high level.
Yeah.
In that building, I don't know if all of us have been in that building. Obviously, 2 of us definitely have. There are so many cool things. One of the cooler things is there's a wall, okay, as you are on your way down to the locker room and the indoor football facility, of all the family members. Jim Harbaugh paid for it. It cost about $30,000. Of all the family members who have been part of it. All right? So if it's Gary Moeller and his son, they're part of it. The Edwards, Stanley Edwards and Braylon Edwards. It's a picture of all. It could be 2 brothers. It could be a dad and his son. It could be whatever. Okay, all part of it, which is really, really neat.
I have that picture. I'll find it for you.
So as I'm looking through there, as I'm walking around, who do I run into?
Soup.
Ron Bellamy and Soup.
I knew that had to be
Yep.
Soup.
And so I had to say something to Eric Campbell, the wide receivers coach for Braylon when he was at Michigan. I had to get a way where he was going to say something and laugh because of how you imitate him.
What's going on, Tiep? What's going on, Tiep? How you doing?
So I said to him, hey,
how's my boy doing?
I said,
how's my
hey,
dog
Soup,
doing?
I do a show with Braylon. And how's Braylon doing?
How's he doing?
So it was pretty
He doing
funny.
all right? He doing all right?
It was great. It was great. I said, I've heard a lot of stories. He goes, I hope not all of them. I said, no, just the good ones.
Yeah, I told her he snitched on me and got me in trouble, but I was late, so that's on me. Thinking about Michigan basketball, you hit the nail on the head. I think so much is made of the offensive prowess. You know, they continue to go over 100, not last night, but 102 out of the last 3 games before last night. They can score with the best of them. The cool thing about it, though, Shep, nobody is averaging 20. So when you look down the roster, they are a deep roster from 1 to 9, kind of like the Pistons were last year, and while they were able to have success, and even this year, they're deep, and they all understand their assignments. Man, you got to tip your cap to Coach Dusty May, because it started last year, and a lot of people say, you know, this isn't going to be sustainable. You can't go out and get this team from these places and Golden and Danny Wolf, and you can't have a 7'1" guy playing point guard. Well, it worked last year. Right. Even though Danny Wolf was not a point guard, somehow Dusty May was able to contract the team in such a situation where they had a lot of success and they felt comfortable and they had a deep run. Now his second year, another offseason to be able to bring in the pieces that he wants, he's only getting better, and the squad is getting better and better. First of all, I understand how Arizona's number 1, but it doesn't matter, because it will get told. When you watch what they're doing, like, you can't find the hole.
I know.
Like,
there's no let up, Ray.
Even as a Michigan guy, like, I understand the outside world. It's like, this isn't true. It's December, it'll fall. I'm trying to find, okay, where is it? Where's the chink? There aren't many chinks in the armor, at least right now, for this Michigan team. They're a solid team through and through.
Yeah, last night it would have been the free throw shooting, but we're getting nitpicky because you win by 20.
That's what comes to the matter in April.
Sure, yeah. You win by 27, 28, whatever it was. They scored 89. I think they won by 27. But they had 9 guys score 7 points or more.
Yeah.
So there's your depth.
And there's 3 guys that could be 22,
sure,
23 points a game guys.
Johnson could for sure.
So Lindenberg
could for
starting
sure
to come into that.
So Lindenberg's from UAB, Johnson's from Illinois. Obviously, Roddy Gale came from Ohio State.
Another
You've got guys
that can move.
Yeah, the big fella, 7'3", who came from UCLA. I mean, he's got a nice shot at the free throw line. He's got good rotation. He's not a loafer. He's not a plotter.
Golden had decent touch. I think that comes from Dusty May wanting his big guys to have some touch. Golden, I didn't necessarily like him past the perimeter, but you get him down there, nice touch around 13 in.
Yeah. So, I mean, the defense is what connects them. As we've said before on the show, we're in a good spot when it comes to this area for basketball. Michigan State is really flipping good. They're ranked 9th in the nation. Michigan's really flipping good. They're ranked 1, 2, depending on which poll you look at. And, of course, the Pistons are really good.
The best thing about the Michigan Wolverines right now, I'm always excited to talk something good. We've been talking negative about that other team across the street in Ann Arbor, or actually next door. That is at Michigan Stadium, the big house. You see what they've done early on in the season. They're now played 9 games. I believe is it 9.
Yeah, they're 9-0.
They played 9 games. They're 9-0. They played 3, 4 ranked teams, handled them very handily. They will not see a ranked opponent as it currently stands until mid-January. Like January 20th is the next time look at the schedule.
Wow.
January 20th, as it's currently constructed, is the next time that they will see a ranked opponent. So they gave themselves a nice head start, developed well. They came out humping with grease, just like the professional basketball team down the street did. Yeah. And now they put themselves in the driver's seats for the Big Ten Conference as well as the whole season. That's what I'm very excited about with the Michigan Wolverines.
I was thinking about you guys last night because there was never really a doubt. It was either tied or they trailed for 1 minute and 29 seconds total. So in other words, once they grabbed the lead, they're gone. Okay? They were blowing them out by 30 at one point in the first half. And I couldn't help but wonder, as excited as you get in an event, and basketball does it better than any other sport because there are multiple exciting moments. Dunks, blocks, 3-point makes, stops, 24-second violations, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you're up by 30 and you're still making big plays or you're making any plays, how much more excited can you be when you know the game is already over if you're a fan? How into that are you where That gives us a 40-point bump. It was another dunk. It's the 8th dunk of the first half. You know what I mean? I got a sense that people were almost like, okay, this game's been over for at least 15 minutes while I was in the stands last night.
Yeah, true. And maybe they're used to winning. Michigan won that championship a couple years ago. The basketball team did well last year, and I think we live in an era where everything is right now. You're not necessarily focused about what's happening. You're focused on right now. And right now, Michigan basketball has been great. Me just looking at it, I'm excited. I don't care if they win by 40, win by 50.
Yeah.
Because to watch what this program was 2 years ago, like, I remember those conversations. We were talking about what the program was, how the representation was, the players that we couldn't get or what we couldn't do. So to see that it's completely turned around and you watch it getting better and better from what the product was last year, shoot, I'm all for the blowouts, and I want to watch every single minute so I can just see how well it is, especially with the team next door having an if kind of season.
The team next door?
Oh, yeah.
The football team?
The football team.
And walking around there, they do have that sign, what have you done today to beat Texas? So they're all in. I saw them all watching film. I saw them all breaking things down, players doing a lift, all those different things. I mean, obviously, they're into it and they're getting serious about it. And I'm looking forward to that football game. This dude, that Lenenberg, is really, really good, you guys. All right, so you were at the gym. Speaking of lifting, you were at the gym earlier today. You get your lift in every single day.
Find a way, man.
Yeah, you find a way. I give you a lot of credit. I'm sitting there snow throwing the driveway and skipping my workout, and you're getting your workout in.
But you didn't workout.
You did notice, very little. Yeah. You did notice some kids in there with you, trying to mimic your workout routine, perhaps, huh?
I don't know if they were trying to mimic me because I didn't do legs today, but it was just a cool moment to see. It kind of reminded me of when I was younger. When I was younger, I was the one that had to sacrifice the parties and hanging out and all the things. I didn't drink until I was 21. I didn't smoke until I was 30 plus. Like, I was always about sports. That's what my father instilled in me, and that's what we're doing. My mom was all about the books, and she was all about the family time. So between family time, books, and sports, there wasn't a lot of time for any BS. But when I was walking into the gym, this group of kids was coming into the gym as well, but they were going to the basketball gym, as you see the basketball on the floor. The one gentleman right here with his hands on his hips, you can see he's focused and motivated, so you can tell he's the ringleader. He was telling these kids, he said, hey, look, I know we're going to go in here and hoop for a little bit. He said, but I got some workouts that I have to do afterwards. We're going to go in the gym. Those two boys right there were like, oh, man, can we just go back to the crib and game? Can we just get on the system and get it going? He said, do what you want to do. I'm in the gym. Legitimately, about an hour later, he came in there, got on the squat rack, the Harrison machine, started getting his reps in. Started with a 10, start going up. 20 minutes later, his boys came in. You brought up a great point. You could tell the guy with the boots on had no intention on doing any type of weights, and he's in the back. I say all that to say this, man. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Like, be a leader. This young man over here is a leader. He said, no, this is what I have to do to get to where I want to go. And then your boys will follow you. Like, if you stay true to who you are, stay authentic, you can get to where you want to go, and you're not going to sacrifice anything because there's more waiting for you. All that I sacrificed in high school and middle school and all those things, trust me, I made up for it in the league, but I made it up for it as the third pick overall. That was great to see. That was cool to see, and his boys followed him. So you don't have to follow the goofiness. You also can do the goofiness, too. Just make some time. They ended up working out for about 30 minutes. Guess what? It was 1:19 when I left. They still have time to play all the games and watch all the games on YouTube. So
yeah.
Kudos to this young man right here and his boys, because that's what it's about to become, the Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week one day.
Gives you some hope, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I got chills thinking about it. It was a cool moment.
Did you talk to them at all?
You know what? Sometimes you just got to let them do their thing. Like, sometimes just let them do their thing. I know I'll go up and say, hey, you guys are doing a good job. My name is Braylon. I played at Michigan, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's good to watch them in their element, just watching from afar. You don't have to always step in and make it more. He had it going. They were listening. They were following. Sometimes a little nod is all they need.
Yeah, that's kind of a fine line, because if they want to ask you for your help, you're willing to give it.
100%.
But they might be a little intimidated. I mean, they're young kids. They're teenagers, right?
If I saw they was over there messing up and didn't know the form or was goofing off,
okay.
like, I would have stepped in that regard. Kind of, hey, look, I don't want to be that guy, but hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you focus on blah, 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 blah. I played ball in the league, so, oh, you play ball? Who you play ball for? I played in Michigan, got drafted 3rd overall. What? 3rd overall? Like, that's how those conversations usually go.
Yeah.
But I'll wait for my end. Because I remember being that age, and like the old man come up to me just forcing his way.
Yeah.
Say, don't force your way into this conversation. Let it organically.
Yes, I don't need you to tell me how to lift.
I appreciate you, but
yeah. Unless
hey, little man, let me show you how to do that thing. Hey, whoa, bro.
throw a few more plates on there, will you? I need
okay,
some nickels on there. Get some on there.
You ruined it, brother. You ruined it. But it was cool to watch.
I love that.
It's cool that exists.
It's a cool message.
Yeah.
It's a really
I saw
cool
you
message.
had another video too, huh?
What's the other video? Oh, so we don't judge at Planet Fitness. There's no judgment at Planet Fitness. It's home of the judgment-free zone. But I thought you guys get a kick out of this. Go ahead and put it up, Kool-Aid. Said, bro was doing 3 sets of hold that door for me. And that's exactly how, could you hold the door? Could you hold the door? You know that little bit of speed you pick up?
Yeah.
Why do people put on that front with the speed when they're running for the door? Like, you don't really run or walk faster. It's just a quick motion to make you perceive, I'm moving faster. Stay there and hold that door for me. But Planet Fitness, man, where your fitness is essential.
It looks like the door needs held as a bathroom.
So that yeah, he's running tight
On the back end.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Whoa.
Let me ask this question. Can you show that video one more time for us, Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
What's the other thing you notice? I don't want to pick on somebody because they could
The
easily
kid
do it to
or,
me. No, not the kid.
Oh, the video.
The guy running. Yeah. What's the other thing you notice? Who runs with weightlifting gloves on? Is it only me? It's
Hey.
not
I
just
didn't
the
even notice
form.
that the
Hey,
first
look
time.
now. It's home of the judgment-free
Hey,
zone.
you know.
The judgment-free zone. If you want to run in gloves, we won't laugh at you.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Well, I'm going to laugh inside. I may not laugh outwardly. But come on.
I had a meeting with Planet Fitness too, man. Like we were trying to do something for 2026. But we might have just blew that.
They're okay.
I
They're
know.
okay. Come on, man. I mean, that's
if
that's pretty funny.
you can't laugh now, man, in this
Yeah.
day and age, like when could you ever laugh?
Yeah, gotta laugh at yourself a little bit. There is no laughing for Tigers fans when they're hearing about some of the reports out of winter meetings. We're gonna get to that when we come back. I know this is not popular. I know there's a lot of people who don't feel like you've got their position is do whatever it takes. I am not one of those people. I understand why people feel that way, but I'm not one of those people. We'll get into that, get Braylon's thoughts on it as well. That's coming up here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Glad you're on board on this Wednesday. Let's hear from Vin Johnson, shall we?
This turtleneck look kind of smooth, man.
It does. It looks really
Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? I don't indulge in that type of
Nino Brown wishes he looked like that, not the other way around.
Nino Brown. He's so good.
I did ask my wife, what do you think of turtlenecks? She likes them. But then she looked at me and said, I'm not sure it looks good on you.
That sounds like a challenge.
That was harsh.
But it sounds like no.
It's okay. I can take the reality. I get it.
But Shep, though, come on now. Like she's playing a game.
Is she?
She's playing the reverse psychology game.
She wants me to put one.
Oh.
She's got to buy it first.
Because now she wants you to say,
That's my reverse.
is dead
That's my reverse psychology.
okay, you
go buy
a
it.
too strong.
Come on, man.
You're too strong. Like she wants you to go put on one and say, I can put on one and look good. She's like, oh my God, say, honey, you look really good.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Like I said, she's got to buy it first because I don't have one.
I'm not mad at you. You gotta put your foot down. You know who else puts their foot down is Vin Johnson. Let him fight for you because he is the fighter. Corporations, the government,
Elite
even your
transition.
insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability. Nobody wants to be responsible for anything. They never have been, especially now. They want to withhold your compensation. Don't let them do it. And you don't let them do it by hiring the fighter. That is Vin Johnson Law. Hit him up at vinfights.com. Like I tell you, it doesn't matter if it's a settlement or verdict. They will fight for you and they will get you the outcome that you deserve. And that is fair. And that is your win.
Really looking forward to this Sunday for a lot of reasons. Lions play the Rams. Should be a really good game. Get a chance to go to Art and Jake's, deal with the watch party that's going to take place there on the 14th.
Epic watch party.
But from 4 to 6. But the biggest reason I'm excited to go to Art and Jake's in Clarkston this weekend is because of the Packages from Home donation. It's an incredible organization. Sends care items to deployed service members and supports local veterans right here in our community. They're looking for a lot of different items. I don't care if it's books or sports equipment or food or electronics. The donations, though, when you take them, please make sure they're unopened, in original packaging, and if it's food, it has to be at least 6 months before expiration. Please come out to Art and Jake's in Clarkston for the watch party for the Lions and Rams and for packages from home between 4 and 6. And let's support our troops who deserve it most.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
That's where your fitness is essential. With over 2,700 locations around the nation, man. It's the best gym, man. It's the best gym for you. It's the best gym for me. Remember, we are all strong on this planet, and that is Planet Fitness. Don't forget about the 2 tickets to any home game. And since the Lions only have 2 left, you need to turn into Planet Fitness when you can register tickets to win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pull up on them also, man. Look, we were cracking jokes earlier, but Planet Fitness is definitely home of the judgment-free zone. Trainers on staff with every membership that you can buy. And don't forget about that Black Card membership because it allows you all the dope amenities. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hey, listen, when you're going ready to watch the Lions and the Rams, or maybe you're watching the Wings and the Flames tonight, maybe later in the week you're going to watch some college basketball. Maybe you were watching college basketball last night. whatever it is, and you're getting ready for a tailgate or a couch gate, whatever, Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea on ice is perfect. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, a clean, crisp sip with just 100 calories. Let the good times cruise at whatever sporting event you may be at with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea and Woodward Sports. Please drink responsibly.
We back.
Found.
Did you find it? Good. I want to see that. It's the legacy wall at Michigan that Braylon's going to bring up here. As soon as he can get that to our guys, then we'll make sure we get that done. There's a lot of people in the chat talking a little bit about college basketball. Yes, we did bring up Michigan State and how good they are because we really appreciate them and how good they have been for a long, long time. It's a great time. The unfortunate thing for Michigan State, and college basketball fans in this area is they don't play until January 30th.
And that will be the game, the ranked game, the next time they play a ranked opponent.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that could change, I suppose.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Okay, so they don't play Purdue before that.
They don't.
They don't play Indiana before that.
Nope.
Wow.
It's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time. The really cool thing is that those two schools, Michigan State, will also play the very last game of the regular season.
Out of any school?
March 8th.
Okay. What is the attendance going to be? Not attendance.
That's going to be
the viewership.
That's going to be in East Lansing. Well, you've got to be locked into that. Yeah. I mean, what else are you going to be watching? That's college football's gone.
Yeah.
NFL's gone. NBA and NHL still aren't to the playoffs yet.
But it's decided for the most part.
Yeah. I suppose you'll get into some spring training baseball. I don't know. Yeah, no. But yeah, that's going to be awesome. I hope both teams stay healthy. Here's the legacy wall that we're bringing up, and it's like I said, Jim Harbaugh wanted it. It wasn't in the budget, and he paid for it. So this is pretty spectacular, I think. So obviously they've got the Harbaughs down here. They've got Jack and Jim as a player, Jim as a coach, and his son.
Zoom in, Brendan on 2010s on the right side. We're second row.
Second
row. Last pick.
Slide it over a little bit. Yeah. There's the Hutchinsons right there, which is pretty cool.
There you go. But it's not bad, man. I got 3 up there. And it's funny, they left somebody out. Like, it should be 4 of us. My Uncle Shakir played there as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not bad.
I love it.
3 family members up there, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's special.
Shout out.
Special. So right up there, okay, right next to Man Without a Mask, and folks I can't make their name out for, but they've got you in the forefront. You in the forefront. Your
Butch
dad,
Troy Woolfolk.
Your dad in the way back, which looks really good. Okay.
Most touchdowns by a father-son duo ever in Michigan history.
That's beautiful.
Hall of Fame, that man.
Probably, to be honest, probably.
Would you say that's?
I would say big. I'm trying to think what would be the other. Yeah, probably Big Ten history.
Yeah,
probably Big Ten history. Now you say college, no. It's been some great father and son duos in college, but just Michigan, maybe Big Ten. Yeah. Marvin Harrison didn't play in the Big Ten, so that would be
he played at Syracuse.
That'd be the first thought.
Yeah.
Between my dad and I, there's 63 touchdowns. Wow. 63 touchdowns.
That's a great little thing for us to try and look up. Great little nugget. All right? Great little nugget.
100%.
Good stuff. That looks really good. Thanks for taking that picture.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Way to go, Stanley. Way to go.
Thank you.
And thanks, Brendan, and thanks, Kool-Aid.
Appreciate that.
We know what down in Orlando at the general managers meetings, they've got days where it's constant media and constant discussion. You're seeing MLB Network go down there. I'm a little geeky. I'll watch it for sure. And they're doing a lot of interviews with a lot of different people. And we played yesterday the interview with Scott Harris, and it leaves some people shaking their head just a little bit. It's not like it comes off great. There's a report down there today, this morning, from someone out in Los Angeles who says that the deal between the Tigers and the Dodgers is basically done. The pieces are in place. The thing that's missing is approval from Chris Ilitch, because the Tigers will not make a move without it, and the fact that Skubal has to agree to a long-term deal. So if he goes to L.A., that's what's going to happen. So my belief, Braylon, is that whoever there's only a certain amount of teams that can trade for him.
Yeah.
Because there's only a certain amount of teams that can pay for him. The Dodgers can pay for him. The Giants can pay for him. The Mets, the Yankees, the Phillies. Maybe if you wanted to go Cubs, I don't think they would. Maybe if you want to go Red Sox, I don't think so, but they possibly could.
They can scrounge up the cap.
Yeah, and in fairness, let's be real here. Every team could. They make enough money off TV rights and things of that nature. They're doing fine. No one's losing money.
But those 6 teams,
for the most part,
those 6 teams wouldn't have to go scrounge from the petty cash somewhere. Like they won't have to go into the safe. Like, hey, let's open up the safe and then bring all the bread to get them. Those 7 don't need to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not asking, the Ethel, who happens to be, in charge of petty cash for that stuff.
Very true.
If you looked at the salary cash tracker for every MLB team, and it's brought to you by Sport Track, the Tigers are ranked 17th. Baltimore, who just signed Pete Alonso to a 5-year, $155 million deal, hell of a job by Baltimore.
Yeah.
They're at 15. Detroit's right in the middle of the pack. Like we know people here who are going, oh, they're broke. No, they're not. Do some work first before you get emotional. They're not broke. Baltimore's not broke. Teams aren't broke. Okay?
Stingy-ish, but not broke.
Fair enough.
Stingy-ish, but not broke.
Right. So when you read these reports, the angst level rises, doesn't it? For everybody.
Oh, the first initial reactions in the chat are wow and no.
Wow and no, as in they didn't see this coming, or like kind of like it sucks that this is happening and this is what's talked about.
I think that we hold on to a certain level of hope for a guy that they all fell in love with. Saul become this great player. And, I think seeing this team have these types of players not get it done, and then seeing Justin Verlander leave and get it done, I feel like
Max Scherzer leave and get it done.
Max Scherzer leave and get it done. I think that messes with fans a little bit.
Yeah, too. I think also
that's a good point. I never looked at it like that.
I think also in Detroit, like we haven't had a ton of great players. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been great players, but if you look at the last 20, 25 years, like it hasn't been that many. So when you get one, like a Cade Cunningham, everybody else holding on to him now. A Terry Skubal, you want to hold on to him now. Jameer Gibbs, they're already saying he's better than Barry Sanders. Like when you get one of those players, like people here in Detroit, where we don't feel like we've had a lot. Where
You're right.
Been Detroit versus everybody for a very long time, even before the slogan got created. As it relates to Terry Skubal, I don't have angst. The last 2 years, I watched the best pitcher in baseball be able to do amazing things and still not necessarily have the players to help him get past the ALDS. So if you're telling me that we're going to pay this guy $400 million to do exactly what we've done and not have any money to add to that team, I don't have any – it's not going to work in my opinion. So if you're going to be able to get money for him now, as opposed to let this thing play out to the end of the season and then we don't get him for anything, or we get the trade deadline and we have to trade deadline him, but – at the trade deadline, the other teams will have the cards. The other teams, per se, have a little bit more leverage. What can you get for him if the deal is right? I'm fine with it now. I'm fine with moving on now, because I think for him at this point, it has to land a king's ransom.
You and I think, are on a bit of an island there. There's not many of us out there who believe in that type of philosophy. And I understand the emotional part for people. Yeah. My question to people always is, how much is enough, and how much will he impact? So this is the statistic that I really want people to focus on. I believe it's 42-21 over the last 2 years when he starts. The Tigers are 42-21 over the last 2 years when he starts. They are 131-131 when he does not. Does that tell you how important he is, or does it tell you how important it is that they have to get other players around him? Which number is most eye-popping to you in that scenario?
The 131 and 131.
Yeah, me too.
It's the 131 and 131. That means that you're not terrible without him. I mean, you're not great either.
You're not winning the division without him.
100%, but you can add to that.
But if you used, I know this is hard for us to fathom, because the first thing we think of is, oh my God, if he's in Dodger blue, who's our opening day starter, okay? And who's going to be the guy to stop the streak? But here's what I would ask. Let's say it costs $400 million.
Yeah.
I'm just using a number that a lot of people have bandied around. I don't know what it's going to take. But let's say it's $400 million.
It's a fun number.
Yeah, it is a fun number. I'd love to have that number.
It's a fun number.
I'd love to have half that number.
400.
Let's say it's $400 million.
Okay.
And I know you're not going to spend it, but let's say you're willing to go 6 years, $240, and he doesn't sign it. What would be wrong with taking the $240 or the $40 million per year and helping your team in other ways? Can we not see how that would be beneficial?
Yeah, we can, but I don't think his attorney or his agent can.
Yeah, right.
And his agent's like, no, we're going to get all the money we can because you don't know what's going to happen to you in your career. Obviously, it's different than football, but Terry Scuba is a machine now. Like the way in which he pitches, and will it stand up for 10 years and $400 million and this, that, and the third? Here's another good question: What pitcher was paid for in the offseason and won a World Series within 2 years?
Yeah, Blake Snell with the Dodgers.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because the Dodgers have every freaking body in the world. Like, name me the team that wasn't paid for because now they'll have Tarek Scuba. They just got Edwin Diaz. They got Shohei who's pitching left and right. They can continue to add. Yeah. Name me the team that didn't have a litany of players.
It's what you have to have. You're going to have, but you're going to need a ton of starters. I don't know. Nobody does. Yeah. Nobody knows the budget for the Tigers. And if they did exceed the budget by how much, what they would have left over to try and fill in the void. Here's where I think a lot of fans stand. Pay him the money, and then all the young guys are going to come up and excel. How often does that happen? Like, you just asked a really good question. And my immediate answer was Blake Snell, but you're right. I mean, that's the Dodgers, okay? Because San Diego could do that with Hugh Darvish, and it didn't work out. Yankees did that with Garrett Cole. It didn't work out. Red Sox did it with Garrett Crochet. It did not work out. So, with all that said and done, if it's that question about the pitcher, why aren't we asking questions about how many teams are bringing up a bunch of young guys and winning with the young guys? Because they're not winning the World Series either. The teams that are winning the World Series have established dudes.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. You can have an off night because you got 3, 4, 5 other guys. Well, I don't say 5. That's too many. But you got 3, 4 other guys that can go for you.
And even those teams, I'll use the Phillies. The Phillies are the best team in baseball that hasn't won, period.
Yeah.
When you've got Schwarber, and they just re-upped.
Why is that?
Obviously, the injury to Zach Wheeler really hurt him last year.
Gotcha.
Okay. Trey Turner slumped until the very end of the season. Harper was not himself in the postseason.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Castellanos is feuding with his manager, who just got an extension for 1 year, but he still got an extension. And Alec Bohm wasn't very good. JT Realmuto wasn't very good, and he's a free agent. All those names I just mentioned would start on this team every single night. They're that good. That's a badass lineup, and they couldn't win it. And I think there's a lot of Tigers fans that sometimes we get lost and we fall back to 1978 when Trammell and Whitaker and Morris and Petrie and Gibson were all called up, even though they weren't all at the same time. What we do is we look at it and we're like, oh, we're going to be fine because those young guys are going to be good. If the Phillies ain't winning with established all-stars, Gold Glovers, and Silver Sluggers,
MVPs,
how come we're not thinking about taking that money and going and spending it on Bo Bichette at third base, Bo Bichette at shortstop, and Alex Bregman at third base? You want pop, you want on-base percentage, you want base-stealing threat, you want hits, you want RBIs, you want cut down on strikeouts? There's your two guys. Would you rather have Tarek Skubal for $400 million, $40 million a year, or Bo Bichette at short, even though he's not great defensively, and Alex Bregman at third for that $40 million? Maybe it's 40, maybe it's a little bit more for that amount of money.
Could you get Skubal and Bregman? That's unheard of for
that'd be really tough.
Okay, fair enough. It just seems like they love being in the competition. I mean, in the conversation, but never closing the deal. Like, and I don't know if that's fair or unfair to the Bregman situation or other situations, but it feels like they love being in the conversation and then blaming it elsewhere. It's like, oh, well, Bregman didn't want to come here. He didn't want our deal. Oh, well, Tarek Skubal was not going to accept the deal that we're going to offer him. Like, we were in there, we tried, but, no dice. It's not our fault. Meanwhile, we're going to pay this pitcher that they just paid that you don't care about.
Right.
Or here's 2-3 more players that
$7 million bucks.
100%. But here's 2-3 more people that will not move the needle for the Detroit Tigers, but we slid them in under the radar, and you don't have to slide them because they're not making anything. Like, that's sometimes as a fan, this is just me being a fan.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. We're in a conversation. We're talking about it. I mean, you hear his agent. His agent's a butthole. Like, you see what
He's a weird dude.
You see what we're dealing with. It's not us. Last year with Alex Bregman, we offered some cheese. We offered some good money. He turned it down.
Longer term.
They like being in the conversation, but do they actually want to close the door on anything?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
The Scott Harris, excuse me. Let me start there.
Yeah. The David Pingalore from KTLA in Los Angeles tweeted this out. Update, I'm hearing the Scooble deal is essentially in place. The pieces are agreed to. The framework is done. What's holding it up now is the long-term extension and ownership approval in Detroit. Tigers will not green-light it without the owner's sign-off. Dodgers won't ship out that kind of haul without a long-term commitment from Scooble. That's the final hurdle.
And people are asking, who is David Pingalore? David Pingalore is the same individual that broke the Kawhi to the Clippers when everybody said, that's fat, that's cap, that's not happening. What is this guy talking about? And a day later, Kawhi Leonard was a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. So there is some validation behind Pingalore.
Yeah, that's
a lot of validation. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those stories that is getting old for people in Detroit, and it's not just because it's been this year; it's because it's been the last two years, and they want that blank or get off the pot moment by the Tigers. I don't know if we're going to get satisfied with that. All right, but that's kind of I think where we're at right now with this whole storyline.
I think also too now the Tigers fan base is getting more frustrated because it just seems like on both sides, whether you're talking about Scott Harris and him pooping or get off the pot, or what are you going to do? What are you going to offer? Are you going to offer up the books? What is it? Do you just want to be in a conversation? Do you really want to close the door? Or are you very happy with the fact that your young players have played beyond measure and now you've had 2 quality seasons that you may not have had? Or Scott Boras, where you're listening to him come up with these limericks and these jokes and these dumb conversations about Terry Scooble, and he's rhyming the tiger tail and the saber tooth proof and all this BS. Like, if I'm a Tigers fan, I'm annoyed with both Scotts. I'm annoyed with I'm annoyed with Scott Harris. I'm annoyed with Scott Boras, and now I'm annoyed with Terry Scooble because you consistently allow your agent to get up here and, for lack of a better word, embarrass you. Like, so if I'm a Tigers fan, I'd be pissed at all three. I'd be pissed at Scooble for what his agent is doing, which is making a mockery of the situation, and I'm mad at Scott Harris too because I don't know what the hell your plan is. Yeah. So if I'm a Tigers fan, I'm mad at this trinity of this deal, 100%.
Knowing that the Mets lost Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers.
I can't wait to hear that Tommy trumpet. In LA.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's actually really fun for him to walk in. Yeah, it is. Him and Duran coming in from Philly with that huge tarantula is pretty sweet too. Yeah. So anyway, so they lose him, and then you have Baltimore scooping up Pete Alonso. How much do you think that creates more of a sense of urgency from the Mets in maybe jumping into this Terry Scooble fray?
Yeah, if anybody's got the money.
Well, you better believe they do.
Steve Cohen,
he has no problem spending it either. None. Yep.
I think, too, man, like how that season ended for the Mets last year in terms of what they had on deck, the injuries early on in the season, and now they're losing players. Edwin Diaz is a huge loss for them, not only just as a player, but as a personality, as a fan favorite. That's losing butts in seats. That's losing, bobblehead night.
Yeah, right.
Essentially, that's what Edwin Diaz is.
That's true, yeah.
But no, 100%, like the Mets are one of those teams, and they've been close. They haven't been close to actually really winning, but they've been close enough to make noise in the CS, in the NLCS, excuse me. So if I'm them, I'm going all the way to the wall. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to the wall in this situation. I need Terry Scooble on my team because I need something that people can hang their hat on and be, I guess, optimistic about with the New York Mets. So, yeah, they're going to be in that race, and I think now even more so.
Who's got the upper hand? Who's got the leverage?
God.
Besides him.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was just in terms of Terry Scooble.
Is it the Tigers? It's Scooble's camp, period.
Yeah.
Okay. But is it the Tigers because they've got the commodity, or is it the other teams because they feel the sense of urgency and they know that they can provide the compensation desired?
Tigers have the upper hand now.
Okay.
But they will not have the upper hand the closer we get to the season starting, and they damn sure won't have the upper hand if we get to the trade deadline.
There's a writer in Detroit, Evan Petzel for the Free Press, who put out 5 trade scenarios. Dodgers, you're likely. Dodgers, Mets, Orioles, okay, is another one. Red Sox. Again, can these teams afford it? Yankees, Okay, it's not that outrageous to think those teams, even though Baltimore, from a spending standpoint, recently hasn't done it only because they've got some really good young players. I do like Baltimore's what he provided as an option. I don't know if this would be it, primarily because I like Jackson Holiday a lot. But it is funny when people start to weigh in on these conversations and they immediately say, well, I like this offer, even though I've never seen this guy play at AA. Right. It's ridiculous.
Why do you like the offer?
Why do you like the offer? Exactly. I like Jackson Holiday because I think he's going to be an absolute freaking stud. But anyway, the Mets, what he wrote for the Mets with the 4 or 5 different players, none of them include Nolan McLean, who is their best prospect. And Scott Harris has forgotten more about making deals than I ever will, but I pray that he and the Tigers are not going anywhere in those conversations without getting some top prospects. We're talking about an elite performer here and player who at age 29 still has a lot of ball left in him. That's what's got to be done, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention to the situations. You start looking at, different things. I'm watching Scott Harris. I'm looking, I'm thinking, like, so far, what moves are we mad at Scott Harris for?
It's probably
are we mad or disappointed? What move or moves, plural, since he's been in the head of the front office?
Yeah, I would say we're probably more angry at the moves he didn't make than the moves he did make. Okay? And so, in other words, addressing – you and I have talked a lot about Brad Holmes not addressing certain needs. That's glaring, right?
Yeah.
The opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. The offensive line when Frank Ragnow says goodbye. 2 very specific areas. We could say the same thing about Scott Harris. Could we not?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And that's fair, and I'm glad you answered it in the way you did. So right now, like, we don't have a move that we're like, oh, we're mad. We're just mad that he didn't necessarily procure, or we're mad that he didn't bring anybody in. But we're not necessarily mad at a player that he brought in or spent money, and we're like, oh, my God, oh, my God. I think that could be part of the situation is right now they're just mad because I didn't bring anybody in. But since I didn't bring anybody in, there's no proof of, I brought this guy in, it didn't work, now you're mad at me, I got the wrong guy. Like, is he scared or nervous of bringing in the wrong talent, making the wrong contract, paying the wrong deal? Is there some nervousness around the trigger with Scott Harris? Because right now there's really nothing to really point at him except you didn't bring guys in, which is fair, but it's not you brought in 3-4 guys and they're bums or this, that, and third. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, it seems like I think nervousness to pull the trigger.
I think there's some things where you're looking at, you're like, okay, you're trying to sell me Drew Anderson, who played in Korea.
Yeah.
And that's a hard buy-in for a lot of Tigers fans. Not that we always have to be wowed by the big-name free agent, okay? But when you're bringing in certain pitchers and they're not even dressing for games.
Who are you pitching against? Like, when did you go to distance? When did you get into? How do I phrase this out loud? Like, you're legitimately in the ALDS. You've been there the last 2 years, and you're right there, like legitimately right there. Couldn't have gone to the ALCS either year if something would have went your way. What players are you bringing in that we can point to and say that's a good pickup? Like, I saw what this guy could do in this spot, or I saw what this pitcher could do in this space. I saw how he relieved, or I saw what his those stats and those things. Where are those type players? Gleyber Torres is the only player that he's brought in my estimation. Even Gleyber was getting pushed out of New York last season before he came here. Like, it wasn't some player who was like, oh, my God, we got Gleyber Torres. It was only, oh, my God, we got Gleyber Torres and what his name used to be.
Yeah, I think he helped himself a little bit with Zach McKinstry. I'm not going to deny that. But when you're bringing in certain pitchers, I mean, Tommy Kahnle, I thought was a good acquisition, turned out not to be. Charlie Morton obviously didn't work for them at all. He's bringing in certain guys, and I like Kyle Finnegan, and they re-upped him on a 2-year, $19 million deal. But signing guys like Kenta Maeda doesn't do you any bit of good, okay? And signing him to a 2-year deal doesn't help you with your fan base either. So
he wouldn't even be in the league and some other teams.
Exactly right. And that's where we're not. I think Tiger fans are looking at it like, hey, we're not people's dumping ground. Don't try to reincarnate certain guys. Give us some guys who are going to be difference makers instead of using something at the trade deadline where this guy might help you. Oh, we're going to bring him out of the bullpen. Wait a minute. I thought you said you were getting us a starter. Instead, what are you getting? You're getting guys who are just, they might help you instead of guys who will definitely.
And that's why they don't want to get rid of Tarek Skubal, is because Tarek Skubal is, when you look at him, you believe he's the one that got you out of the dark ages.
Yeah.
That's why Lions fans, like, you can't say anything negative about any of those players that you drafted from 2020 to now because they got you out of the dark ages. And the same with Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. They're now at that point. You better not say anything negative because they got you out of the dark ages. And I think that's what they fear with Skubal. Skubal is the reason.
Yes.
The reason where I'm turning on FanDuel or Prime, to wherever the hell you got to watch the Tigers games these days. Like, he's the reason why I'm watching, or that I'm going down to LCA on bobblehead night. Because I want a bobblehead, I want to see the fireworks at the end of a Tarek Skubal start.
Yeah, that's well said, and I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, that's exactly how people are feeling right now.
4:30.
I think. What's that?
4:30.
What?
That's how much it's going to go.
Oh, 4:30? Yeah. Well, it's probably not that far off, man. I mean, with the way
Dodgers
things are going
and the
right
Mets
now.
involved, like, that number is.
Let me ask you this. And I'm sure they've already thought of this, and then we got to go to break because Kool-Aid wants to throw something at me, and I don't blame him.
You know, we're talking that baseball. You know, we're talking chef's talk.
If you said
people needed it today.
6 for 240, would you do it? I'm not asking you if you're Scott Boras.
Right.
I'm asking you if they're the Tigers. See, it's different, right? It's 10-4 hundo. You're thinking, oh my God, $40 million a year, but it's the 400 that sends shock waves, right? It makes you convulse a little bit. But if I said it's 6-240, it's still $40 million, but it seems a lot more palatable, doesn't it?
For sure. I mean, you paid Mickey after the fact. Like, pay this one before the fact.
Before the fact. They paid Miguel Cabrera because of what he did do. You're paying this guy for what he can do.
And that's what I'm saying, after the fact.
Right.
And it's not fair because Miguel deserved everything he got. And he would have not got injured the year after Triple Crown. He would have had back-to-back Triple Crowns 100%. But it was after the fact, and then we had to deal with that last 6 years or so. With Skubal, you're paying him right now for what you believe the next 6 years are going to be.
Yes, I agree.
I like that.
These guys, this is what's always puzzled me in sports ownership. These guys have made their money supposedly by being shrewd businessmen, like badasses at the negotiating table and at the conference table, and like, look, you're going to give me that land for this amount of money, otherwise we're walking. Okay, we'll give it to you, right?
Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then suddenly, you when it comes to these teams that they own, they're willing to give in and say, well, you've been really good for me. I know you're 34. I'll sign you to this amount of money because of what you've done. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're afraid of the bad PR. Oh, my gosh. You think Justin Verlander's too old and he doesn't deserve it? You're crazy. Oh, my gosh. You think Miguel Cabrera? I don't want him to retire in another team's jersey. I want him wearing my cap when he goes into Cooperstown.
Hello, Justin Verlander.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
He's wearing Houston.
I would think so.
Nah, he's going to wear Detroit.
Because?
He's going to wear Detroit.
Oh, because he won a ring in Detroit? Oh, wait a minute, he didn't. He won 2 in Houston.
I know. and another Cy Young.
Right.
Yeah.
You think he's wearing Detroit?
I think he has. I think
that's your heart talking again, man.
Well, no, it's not my heart because I was in the league same time as he was in the league. So like my love for Detroit is love for Detroit, but I was doing my own thing. So I kind of tapped out in those spaces. Mm-hmm. I think it's a half and half situation. I think he might be, might have a jersey that says, Hugh, and then listen, the last one says Troy. You Troy.
Because he was an absolute dog of a pitcher here in Detroit where he was at the peak of it, but obviously he won
Then we traded him when he woke up.
Dude, he
was just
he
as
pitched
good.
7 years in Houston. He was a dog there, too.
He was a monster in Houston.
I hate to tell you, he was really flipping good in Houston.
Even
all right? He led the league in wins and ERA in Houston when he won the Cy Young.
He was really
his winning
good.
percentage is 71% in Houston.
He still wasn't quite must-see JV from his Tigers time, from his Tigers peak.
Well, I hate to tell you this. He had a higher winning percentage in Houston than he did in Detroit.
The difference is you just weren't watching him because he no longer played for Detroit.
That's right. Yeah, and because he's wearing a Tigers hat.
I can't give him my
now.
Tigers card. You guys just backed me into a
Tigers corner?
A situation, because I can't admit that I could have been watching the Houston Astros.
All right, well, check this out.
Because I lambasted the Detroit Rams.
Look, I would love for him to go in as a Tiger. But I was
Yeah.
scarred when Sparky Anderson went in as a Red. Okay?
I know it's
It's
happening with JV. I'm just trying to push
Sorry.
it
All right,
mentally off.
here you go. It's the same exact conversation. Exact conversation for Matt Stafford. What's Matt Stafford going in as? Is he a Lion or is he a Ram? Or is he
Well,
both?
now it's a Ram.
Well, I
He won
don't.
a Super Bowl.
Well, first of all, I hate to burst your bubble. Canton doesn't go in as anybody.
I
Yeah.
You know I know that.
Yeah, I know. I know you
It's
know
like
that.
one
But
of,
I was
one,
just.
one of my goals that I fell way short of.
Well, look.
That was
You set
dope.
some lofty goals. You had some really good goals,
man.
and you accomplished a lot of.
When
really
your
good
father
things,
introduced you to Jerry Rice in the '80s, like, hey, look, man, that's where it was.
Here's my frustration, and then I promise we'll move on.
I'm gonna
We'll
just
get to
steal it from
football.
you in a second.
Sparky Anderson spent 17 years in Detroit, okay, and won a championship, as we all know.
Cincinnati Reds.
He spent 9 years in Cincinnati. He's in the Hall of Fame as a Red because he won 2 World Series with the Reds.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm scarred. I know there might be people in the chat who are really pissed off at me saying, "You're what are you hating on the Tigers for?" No. I would love for him to go in as a Tiger. I absolutely love it. All I'm saying to you is I'm not convinced that he is because of that experience that I'm sharing with you. Because I thought Sparky Anderson was going in as a Tiger. He spent 17 years there, okay? He won, 1,300 games with the Detroit Tigers. He won 860 with the Reds. You would think it's logic, at least on my part. I was wrong.
I think for the Reds, one is where he built who Sparky Images was. That's where he built his image. That's where he became Sparky Anderson. And two, when you look at on a national scale or an international scale, when you look at those Reds teams had Johnny Bench as well as Pete Hustle. And when you think about those,
Joe Morgan, who won 2 MVPs.
Excuse me, Joe Morgan. Those are 3 of the biggest names in baseball history. So when you tied Sparky into that, it's a bigger package. Yes, I said that. Than the 1984 World Series win and what he did in Detroit. And then like marred in mediocrity for a lot of those 17 years.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, that's a really good debate because the '84 team did something no other team has done. But to your point, the Big Red Machine when you
was 88 through like 98.
There were some struggles. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
When the Reds broke up, I mean, they had some struggles too.
Sure.
But during their heyday, whether it was the Oakland A's and it was the Cincinnati Reds, during their heyday, when you've got Ken Griffey Sr. and you've got Cesar Geronimo and you've got Dave Concepcion and Pete Rose and Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench, the greatest catcher of all time. I mean, you've got some super studs,
some dudes.
Okay, but he had super studs with the Tigers too. Lou Whitaker's no slouch. I'm not saying he's Joe Morgan. He's no slouch. Yeah. Alan Trammell's no slouch. Lance Parrish is no slouch. Chet Lemon was a hell of a defensive center fielder. Okay, they had some really good players, but I hear your point. It's a very good debate. Go ahead, Kool-Aid.
No, I was going to say, Spin Mo Rack, shout out to Spinny of the Heavy Weights. He mentioned another Tigers player who's not going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Tiger.
Scherzer?
Tarek Skubal. Dang, right?
Spinny, you know.
Oh, this is our lovable brother.
This is
Spinny.
He's putting in Tarek Skubal pretty quick, isn't he?
Man, I know he's heard about this. That's where it comes from, man. I think it's one of those just rip the Band-Aid off the wound quick type of moments, man. When you get that report that you did from the gentleman who broke the news about Kawhi, it almost feels like it's just
a matter of time.
Foregone. Because some of us still had hope that maybe they just run it back just this year. Maybe they just.
But that would piss you off too, Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
then you're not gonna get anything from him at the end, and now you're gonna be yelling at Sky Harris. And
that's
even more than you are now.
Yeah. Look at what World Series. Al Avila did that with Verlander. Al Avila did that with J.D. Martinez. They waited too late and all this other stuff. And now, if the Tigers happen to get in front of it, everybody will be like, "What are you trading him for?" Yeah. I mean, at least give your team a shot. Go all in. Guess what? They're not going all in. Oh, and by the way, and Braylon and I were talking about this before the show. Just because you spend it on an ace doesn't mean it's going to work. Zach Wheeler, it hasn't worked. Yankees, it hasn't worked with Garrett Cole. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who are really good pitchers. Ace-like stuff. Want them on my staff.
But you know where it does work? It works at Smoothie King.
Oh, I like
Michigan
that.
winter can slow you down, but your goals don't hibernate. I am Braylon Edwards, and I'm here to hit you with the Smoothie King cold days to keep my energy steady and recover right on track. They keep me back on track, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why Smoothie King has become my source of smoothies. Real fruit protein options that actually help you feel good before and after the workout. Well, you know what? We'll have some Smoothie King here tomorrow for you. Fuel smarter. Keyword is smarter. This one to download the Healthy Rewards app and find your go-to blend at smoothieking.com. And don't forget to scan the QR code and your screen and nominate the Detroit Area High School Smoothie King Athlete of the Week. We'll see you Friday with another new installment.
Braylon's always generous, especially when it comes to Smoothie King and the acai bowls and the smoothie. I mean, it doesn't help me today, but I look forward to tomorrow. Our friends at Sharon Heating and Air Conditioning know that the snow is coming down, that you're getting cold out there shoveling your driveway. So when you go inside, you want to make sure you get a nice, warm home. They've been for over 40 years the home of the most reliable service and treating customers like family. What are they doing for you right now? Simple. DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up through the end of 2025. You heard me right. It's free through the end of 2025. And if you go to their website, sharonsheating.com, they've made it really convenient for you. Free instant estimates for equipment replacement, online filter purchasing directly from the website. They've got it all. They've been doing it. They are experts at what they do. Call them today, 734-238-3805, or tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you when you do.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
It's Wicked Pickle, Michigan. Are you ready? It's the biggest pickleball event of the year. This is the Woodward Sports Pickle Open. And you know what? Just go ahead and call it. It's the best. It's the biggest one of all time, man. January 9th through the 11th, we're kicking things off with a bang. Friday night at 7:30, the Woodward Sports Celebrity Tournament hits the court with all 4 shows throwing down, plus local celebs, and it's all broadcast live. Then the real battle begins, 3 days of nonstop pickleball, men's, women's, mixed, and singles divisions. This is where champions are made. Sign up now at pickleballtournaments.com or scan that QR code, or you can just call Wicked Pickle at 734-331-3451. And we want to see you guys out there. And Brendan, I want to see the massage chair out there.
Yeah, if you're feeling sore after all that pickleball, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With the top brands for massage chairs like Affinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we back.
Lions and Rams in Los Angeles this Sunday. Watch party, by the way, at a really cool place, and we love them all. We love the fact that we're associated with Art and Jake's, and we're going to be in Clarkston, okay, for the watch party. So come on out there at Art and Jake's. But it's the Lions against what I would guess, Braylon, is their best opponent on their schedule.
Yeah.
And we all know who quarterbacks the opposition. Are Lions fans past Matthew Stafford and what he did in Detroit, or do you think they will continue to hold that against him? What are they holding against him, if anything at all, do you think?
I don't think anybody held anything against him initially when he left. They were mad that he opted out or wanted to leave per se, but I think it was understood that, look, the 11 years here, they didn't benefit from it, and neither did he. So I think it was a mutual kind of walking away. Remember that following year, or that following year, he gets traded. He goes to the Rams. They win the Super Bowl. But remember, before the Super Bowl, all the T-shirts and everything got made of Detroit Rams and all that kind of stuff, Lions West and all these things. People actually genuinely, which caught me by surprise, cheered for Stafford.
Yeah.
Didn't have a problem with Stafford. Didn't even after he won. Wasn't necessarily an outcry in this city like F. Stafford, can't believe he didn't do it here, but he goes over there and he does it. People respected what Sean McVay was at the time and still do. He went to a team, he had Triple Crown winner and blah, 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 Aaron Donald, it was fine. When he came back here and then all this stuff happened with he and his wife and the comments about what they did, that's when the fan base kind of really said, you know, all the things that we really felt on the inside, now we're going to bring them to the forefront, and they'll stay there. Plus, you're having success, and we're not. You left and won the Super Bowl. So I don't think they hold anything against him except the comments after he came back and lost twice. Lost in overtime last year to start again, and then he lost in the 2023 playoffs. So I think it's just the comments by his wife and maybe him defending his wife.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, 100%. She's a piece of work.
That's
we'll
pretty spot on, actually.
But I think it's more so that than actually hating on his success with the Los Angeles Rams, because I remember 2021, no one had a problem when he was cooking with grease, and especially at the end, it was like, well, they gave him Von Miller, he's got Aaron Donald, and he's over there with Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner that year. They went and got Odell Beckham, and so you know what? Kudos. It wasn't until all the extra stuff.
Yeah, that whole social media blitz.
Yeah.
I get that. I think the comparison with Jared Goff and the outpouring of love for Jared Goff that Lions fans have shown is almost their way of proving to everybody that they've gotten over it and that they don't necessarily have to deal with him. Did I ever tell you the story about the Stafford situation with his wife? I was hosting.
Got some tea?
I was hosting a Lions postgame show on Fox Sports Detroit. We used to do that. All right, so I'm hosting it, and I always referred to him as Matt instead of Matthew. And the reason I do that is because when I introduce myself, I say Matt. I don't say Matthew. Only my mother called me Matthew and my sisters. So that's what I used to do. And the feedback we got oftentimes was it's so disrespectful that a host calls him Matt instead of Matthew.
All right, take yourself too serious.
Right. So I go in the following Monday, and I go up to him, and he's sitting there, and Orlovsky's right there. And I said, hey, listen, just so you know, I don't want you to think that there's any disrespect here. I call you Matt because I call myself Matt. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he looks at Orlovsky, and Orlovsky just kind of shakes his head. He's like, are you talking about Kelly? He knew exactly where it was coming from. And I said, I'm not saying who said it. I just know there's been some feedback to our network that is a little disappointing. I don't want you to think it has any disrespect. I call you Matt because I call myself Matt. And if I continue to do that, it's not out of disrespect. He's like, Shep, I really don't care.
You know, a lot of times individuals they are with or they marry those who, you know, they make waves, if you will, but they know who they married, so they're always ready with the apologies, or they're ready to be like, look, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, it's good that they have love, but he's apologized to more than one person. I promise you.
I promise you that too. Yeah. I don't think she did herself any favors either when she sits there and tries to brag about dating a certain quarterback.
Thank you. That's the one I wanted to say.
It looked like Bradley was sitting on
like,
that.
I was literally like chomping at the edge of the seat to tell that story. Like,
who does that?
What are we doing? Like, and I'm not trying to make it about the wife embarrassing the husband, but let's just call it a partner situation. You don't do that. You don't tell somebody on a podcast that is going to go out to the masses after your husband just won the Super Bowl a year ago. You don't go on there and say, well, you know what? Yeah, how I got Matt is I was sleeping with his teammate, or I was messing with his teammate, and he made him jealous, and then he came back to me. One, it makes Matt look weak.
Right.
And then two, it's like, this is the information that you want to give. It's very similar to an Ayesha Curry, if I'm just saying. Like, sometimes just sit your ass down.
Educate us on that.
Ayesha Curry got to the point where...
That's Steph Curry's wife.
Steph Curry's wife. It got to the point where she was in the limelight doing all the things, enjoying her man doing that, but then slowly but surely, after Title III or whatever, she starts mentioning things on podcasts or on TV shows or on social about not understanding who she is. Her man's so popular, but what about me? You know, I used to have a life, but I had to put it all on hold for Steph. Like, really, what, show me the things you were going to do that are going to net you $1 billion.
Right.
Like, show me the things you were doing that were...
You're mad that he's got a production company? You're
sorry.
mad that he's one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest shooter of all time?
Did Steph's career affect your cooking career, your cooking show that you had with Spice Adams? Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Like, and
if anything, it's opened doors for her.
That's got to the point where she's like on, like she's going out with Drake and hanging out with the groupies and all that stuff. Like, we live in an era, man, where like...
That's ridiculous. It's You ain't her name's Ayesha. Ayesha, you ain't getting that with your buddy from junior high who you thought maybe one day you might marry and ended up being something less than. I think
go take a page out of Savannah. Look, we may not like LeBron and a lot of things. You better take a page out of Savannah James' playbook. That woman is regal. That woman is class. She ain't messy.
Yeah, and she's got a lot to deal with. So
exactly.
Yeah, she's got a lot to deal with. So I think people respect Stafford and what he meant to the city overall and what he meant to the franchise.
Last 2 years have solidified that.
Yes.
And last 2 years you can't discredit or disrespect. After we did last year, almost going to the Eagles with that team in the snow, and now this year he's on MVP track. Whatever you want to think and say, you're like,
yeah. And he's got great talent around him. That's fine.
Yeah.
So does Jared Goff. So do a lot of good quarterbacks. Yeah, so did Joe Montana. So did Terry Bradshaw. Love Lynn Swann and John
Steve
Stallworth.
Young,
right?
100%.
It's hard to win if you don't have those guys.
You can't.
All right? You can't win that. But there were a lot of people in this town who, even while he played and wore number 9 for the Lions, didn't like him and said you couldn't win with him. Has he gotten to the point now that he's over 500?
Yeah.
He's got a Super Bowl. Still has, he's been alternates in Pro Bowls, which to me, okay, whatever. Might win an MVP, might be on track for a Hall of Fame career. Do you think people can honestly sit back and say now, well, maybe I misjudged and I was wrong?
I think so, but I think now with Sean McVay, obviously Sean McVay is a wizard at what he does offensively, and he's helped him out tremendously. But I think you can see the growth in Jared Goff, and him as well. But you can see the growth in Matt Stafford as a quarterback. You can see the growth in him as a player. Yeah, he's got Puka Nacua and he's got Devontae Adams. Like, he didn't have those guys last year, and he still look good.
Yeah.
Like, what he's like in terms of his understanding, his cerebralness, seeing things before they happen. They showed a clip of a pass that he threw to Reggie Bush in the slot in the group chat, and this is back when he played for obviously the Lions. Where he was in terms of understanding where that ball needed to be and where that player was going to get to, you now see that more frequently. So everybody's able to watch a Matt Stafford game and give him the compliment. And then the big arm that we used to just look at is like, oh, he's always just throwing the ball down the field. He's hoping Calvin.
Yeah.
No, now that you look at the big arm, that big arm puts the ball exactly where it's supposed to be. It's quick, it's fast, and now you always see why Aaron Aaron Rodgers, after every game they beat the Lions, would come up to Matt Stafford, man, you're just so good. I wish I was like you. I think you can start to see more of how he's grown, and you can see the skill that he possessed, and it looks a little bit different. You can give him some more credit for it. Back when it was here, you gave all the credit to Calvin Johnson or whatever else, and I hate Stafford. We can't finish the deal. Now you can kind of see his talents on display and separate him from just an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think he has one of the more elite arms the league has actually ever had.
Like 1,000%.
So that's one of them. The other thing is
how fast he gets rid of the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't need a lot of time. The thing I think that really used to hurt him is some of the national analysts who nitpicked his sidearm throwing because he played baseball, and now it's a really cool thing, right? Like Patrick Mahomes does it as well as anybody has ever done it, but Aaron Rodgers used to do it, okay?
I take you back. Rich Gannon won the second time we mentioned his name today. He won the 2000 MVP for the Raiders. He threw sidearm and they dogged him out.
Yeah, well,
he won MVP.
He dogged Stafford out. He also dogged Stafford. Rich Gannon specifically.
I don't necessarily like him.
I don't either. Dogged Matthew Stafford for wearing his hat backwards at the podium.
You would do the same though. You're not a hat or glasses type guy.
I love hats.
Backwards at the podium?
No, not at the podium, but I didn't rip them. I've tried to evolve. Okay, you've helped me. I'm not a big hat wearer backwards either, tilted to the side. Who was the former Tigers pitcher who did that? Fernando Rodney, off to the side. It's like, holy crap, man. I mean, can we? But I've learned to look. Some of it's personality, and some of it is just. That's who those guys are. Okay, whatever. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It doesn't mean that they're bad players. It's how they're feeling in a moment. I would like something different, but so be it. Listen, I would like to see coaches in suits. Villanova's coach was in a suit last night. It didn't help him. So what? So my point is that I think that didn't help him endear himself to the national people, and maybe some of the local people kind of picked up on that.
One of the big things they talk about iconic players, or when you start to talk about that, are you a Hall of Fame worthy player?
Mm-hmm.
Are you one of the best to ever do it? It's how have you affected the people that you play with. When you start to look at Stafford, you start to look at the seasons that players have had, and you start to see how they took strides to become better players. You can say that about Stafford. You can say that about players that you play with here that have never had careers or never had seasons like they did.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Tate comes in, and you're trying to figure out, is he a number 2 wide receiver? What is he after he leaves Seattle, where he wasn't the number 1? It was Doug Baldwin and Sidney Rice. He comes here, man, and is electric. Kenny Galladay, we crack all the jokes all the time, but Kenny Galladay and him had gotten into a rhythm. He got into some other players like that. Look at what Cooper Kupp was able to do when he was with Stafford, and you look at what this team is offensively. I started to look at some of these tight ends. Kobe Parkinson, like he's become a much better player this season, but you can see him having conversations on the sideline with Stafford and getting on the same page. They talk about basketball. That's who have you made better?
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron, that's one of the knocks. I don't know if he made anybody better. Now Stafford's made a lot of players better, and you're starting to see it more, and because we can open our eyes now, you can go back in time and say, well, these players with the Lions played really good with Matt Stafford. We had Marvin up here, Marvin Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Senior. His son is junior. Marvin Jones, he played electric when he was with Matt Stafford, talking about yards per catch. So I think that's one of those markers for the elite player. You make those that play with you better.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really convinces me of it is when I talk with players like yourself who swear by certain players. When you tell me Cam Chancellor was a son of a gun, then it immediately validates how I felt about Cam Chancellor and might promote him a little bit more. When Marvin Jones is telling us, when Calvin Johnson tells you, when other players around the league who either play with or against a certain individual say that guy was badass, that tells you something.
One of the first questions I asked Calvin when Calvin and I got into a cool space where it was like, all right, we could ask each other questions and kick and smoke cigars and things of that nature. I said, how good was Stafford? That's like a fair question to ask if you're talking to Megatron. Like,
yeah, especially since you didn't play with many good quarterbacks.
100%. You know, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was that like? And there was no pause. There was no hesitation. There was just, Stafford was a dog. And then he starts to talk about the things that made him a dog in his eyes. And he talked about that leadership. He talked about that being able to put the ball where it needs to go. He talked about being able to be like a duck and letting water just roll off your back, talking about when things happen, just taking in stride, et cetera, et cetera. That's what he was. Mm-hmm. And he talked about that. And who am I to negate top 3 all-time wide receiver, top 4, depending on where you are, top 1? depending on who you choose, who's your cup of tea. So you got to listen to the people that have those conversations. And that came from Calvin when Matt was still here.
How do you think that somebody brought this up in the chat? Really good point. Rando Small said, shout out Rando. Stealing Kool-Aid's line. Would the Lions still suck if Stafford-Goff trade never happened?
Yeah.
I think they would.
I know
because
they
of
would.
what they got.
They got a haul. Like they legitimately
Yeah, they got a haul.
They got a quarterback that was a holdover. They had a quarterback that was a holdover that ended up being a pretty good quarterback with an offensive line at the time that's gotten better and better. Like that's what happened. You got the offensive line, you got the quarterback, and you were able to eventually get Ben Johnson to turn into what he was in the draft picks. I mean, you're talking about 2 first-round picks in 2021, 2 first-round picks in 2022 on top of a 6th overall pick in 2020. So that haul that you got from them on top of them giving you a quarterback, this is the hardest era ever to have a quarterback that can get you to your destination, whether it's a conference, whether it's the championship, whether it's the playoffs. This is one of those areas that's tough as hell. They gave you a quarterback that was a first overall pick, and all he needed was the offensive line. You don't do that, it's more Stafford complaining. It's more of Quinn Tricia. It's more of the same thing. I think getting rid of Stafford allows Sheila to fully shake shit up.
Yeah, I agree. What they ended up getting is Jahmyr Gibbs, what they turned the picks into. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Broderick Martin, Jamison Williams, Josh Pascal, and Melifonwu.
Didn't they get Branch? The following year was a part of that, and so was the JMO trade up?
I'm not sure that was part of it. I thought it was Stafford to the Rams for a 2022 first-round pick, a 2023 first-round pick, a 2021 third-round pick. And then they turned those picks into Gibbs, Laporta, Martin, Williams, Pascal, and Melifonwu.
And Williams.
I could be wrong.
In 2022, they used that pick, they coupled it, and they moved down to get JMO.
Okay. All right. Yeah, to get JMO?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just know those are the players that came back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could be wrong on the
Melifonwu
branch.
would be nice to have at a time like now, going up against this team. And with our secondary situation, which is one of the biggest issues for me in this game, it's that secondary situation.
And even more so when you talk about that, it was the opportunistic nature of what they were. Kirby, Joseph, and Melifonwu, they just seemed to make some big plays towards the end of games. And even Melifonwu, in his time here over those couple of years, while the Lions were having this surge, he had some big plays, some memorable plays.
He's a really good blitzing safety.
I miss him a lot.
That's what we need right now.
I miss Brian Branch more.
Yeah, yo, for
Sorry.
sure.
100.
For sure.
100.
Give me Branch. Take him every single day of the week. There's only one safety I like better than Brian Branch in the entire NFL.
I know it.
Okay, so bring on Kyle Hamilton. All right, when we come back, hey, we're going to dive into some Pistons.
They've asked him to do too much this season.
Kyle Hamilton?
And every time you look at Baltimore Ravens defense, Kyle Hamilton's playing man-to-man on a number 2 receiver. He's playing over a tight end in the slot. He's lining up to – actually, they move him inside where he not only blitzes off the edge, he blitzes from D tackle spots. They put him at will linebacker on the outside. He plays every single position on that defense except nose tackle.
You know why they do that?
Because he's the best safety in the league.
Because he can.
Facts.
That's why.
Shout out to Easy who said that.
And there's not that many who do that. Yeah, shout out to Easy. All right, when we come back, we will dive into some Pistons. There's a name associated in a possible trade rumor. It's an older name, and some people have a serious problem
You
with
ever see Unbreakable with Samuel Jackson?
I have not seen Unbreakable with Samuel.
Well, he was called the Glass Man.
Okay, Glass Man. All right, this guy's just hopefully. I don't know what he's called, but some people think he's called the Glass Man in a bad way, really bad way. Really good way to get yourself into a new car is go to Les Stanford. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Why? Because of those deals right there.
Oh goodness! Look at that enclave price.
You'll like that, don't you, Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid, you should be in an XT6. Just $359 a month. You should be in that car. You'd look dope in that car. And I don't mean with dope. I mean you'd look dope because it would look really good with you.
Yo, I know that XT6. It got enough seats for the whole Kool-Aid family.
That's right. And then you would just. I mean, I can see you rolling the window down, sticking your elbow out, and just looking at somebody with your championship glasses and saying, "What up, dope?" And then getting it done. Yeah. Or maybe it's the
Shep is selling me, man.
Or maybe it's the 2026 Enclave for $299 a month, or the Silverado when you've got to move those trees for your wife to plant plant in the backyard for $189. You need that truck bed, don't you? Go to Les Stanford for all the deals. Great inventory, great deals. LesStanford.com.
Grab that car and bring it right over to Jack's Car Wash because Woodward Sports is partnered up with Jack's, and we want to get you a free car wash.
Especially now.
Just get you some more information. 100%. See that now that it's snowing, now that you get the salt out there, it's very important to get that car wash, man. You want to get rid of that salt. Don't let it build up. So how you do that is you go to Jack's and you text WSN to 888-522-1729. That'll get you a free car wash. Also, you should look into getting the unlimited plan that allows you to use all 40 locations. That's the free vacuums, the free compressed air, everything that Jax has to offer your car to get it clean. And I'm not talking about just clean. I'm talking about spick and span upgrades for the interior, and all those things are available with the unlimited plan. See you later.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions! Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Dr. Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He is the guy. Let the guy that we trust help you. Michigan Sports and Spine. You can catch him on Big D Energy on Tuesdays, and you can catch him here on Braylon Edwards Show with Shep on Thursday. Scan that QR code or call 248-426-9944. And what Dr. Pierce can do is diagnose you in all the ways and make sure your body is operating to where you want it. Whether you want to get back on the golf course in these simulators, because it is winter, there's snow on the ground, Dr. Pierce can make it happen. Or you just want to make sure that you're clicking the remote at the right time on Sunday to watch the Detroit Lions play against the Los Angeles Rams. Dr. Pierce can get you in the game, and we will see him Thursday.
Tells you it's the holiday season, right? So the gift of free pizza with buddies is a pretty special one. Receive a free 4-square one-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift card purchase right now through the end of 2025. And if you're going to have a pizza party, if you're going to have a holiday party, if you're going to have a Christmas party, Buddies is there to help you out. If you wanted them to cater your event, they can do that with the original Detroit-style pizza. And you can save 20% off your order of $200 or more using the promo code HOLIDAY20. Or if you want to go there and celebrate, you can do all-you-can-eat party packages starting at just $15 a person. Go to buddiespizza.com and check it out today.
And we back.
Here's the latest rumor in the NBA. Okay. The Pistons aren't going to be super aggressive, but they'll listen. Okay? Mm-hmm. Fair. here's the name associated with the Pistons sometimes, and as well as other teams, and that is one Anthony Davis. How much would you listen in a trade for Anthony Davis?
Who?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
There's nothing that I'm listening to as it relates to Anthony Davis. If you're talking about an individual that can score and defend and on both sides when he's healthy, keyword, we'll get back to that. Yeah, he can play. He can play on both ends of the floor. He is a rim protector of sorts. He doesn't necessarily like being that. He prefers to be the shooter that plays the 4 spot, but Anthony Davis is a damn good player when he's healthy. Now, let's get to that side.
Yeah.
Problem is he's never healthy. You know, if you look at what he's played in the last 6 seasons on average, he's averaging 28 games.
Yeah.
Like he's averaging about 28 games on the last 5 years. So if I'm looking at a guy that I'm about to mortgage a lot for to bring in, to then just when he's hurt, not be able to be mad at anybody else but myself. Like with Anthony Davis, you're just waiting for him. When is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
I was watching a game the other day, he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he got traded from the Lakers to the Dallas Mavericks, he
got
puts
hurt.
up 29 in the first half, gets hurt.
Right.
So it's not an indictment on who he is as a person. It's when you show me this consistently, that means that there's something wrong with your body to which you can't take a lot of the load.
Legitimate concern, without a doubt.
He can score with the best of them, and I wouldn't mind having that type of player that necessarily didn't play as much defense as everyone else in the Pistons because of what he is scoring.
Okay. Last year played 51 games.
Yeah.
Year before played 76.
Mm-hmm.
Year before that 56. So I look, I'm not saying it's enough. The 76 wouldn't bother anybody if you played 76.
No, it wouldn't.
There is a stigma, sometimes fair, sometimes unfair, about Anthony Davis and his health. Okay? Traditionally, until I would say last year, he's playing in the mid-60s number of games played.
What did he play in 2020? Count off 2020 through 2025.
Okay, in 2020,
yes,
he played 62 games.
Okay.
All right? In 2021, he played 36.
Okay.
In the following season, he played 40.
Okay.
Then 54, then 76, then 51. So there was that stretch.
Gotcha.
Earlier in his career, it's 67, 68, 73, 75. Okay, so somewhere in there, probably, I don't know what the average would be. I'd have to look that all up. But probably somewhere in the mid-60s. I think that's fair. Is that enough? I don't know. And by the way, how much of that is him being injured and how much of it is him being load managed, do you think? Because that's a real thing now that we don't always know.
Yeah, but the load management a lot of times these days comes from the player as well. The player has a lot to say in that load management. It's not just the team. Like,
right, that's a good point.
So like if that's on him, it's like he doesn't want to play. How much of that also too is he's playing in L.A. Like where you start to see those numbers go up in terms of like this, that, and the third. And LeBron's out, so now it's on him. It's primetime games. It's L.A. It's still a brand. I want to be out there. I want to look good. I want to look good on prime time. I want my name to still be my name. When he comes here, I know what we believe about the Pistons. How many primetime games are we playing in? How many times is he going to be in that basement?
It's going to be more with him, or more, or they're getting more this year, right? Because they're good. So when you bring up the Pistons, and we always have to precursor any comments about this, that how much we love Cade Cunningham.
What am I giving up for AD at?
I don't know. I'll get to that.
Year 12.
I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. Well, he's only 32. How many?
Year 12, and he's a 7-footer though. Those are different years.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, those are different years.
All right. Yeah, he's not Kevin Durant. Well, though Kevin Durant plays, he's 38, 37.
KG was
7-footer.
KD's different.
Yeah, okay.
KD's only focus in life is Spalding.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about. And all the money he's making in
I want a hot dog. I want a cheeseburger. You'll get nothing in like it, Spalding.
Yeah, it is.
So Cade Cunningham, 64, 12,
injured,
62, 70. And he's missed 4 games, Kool-Aid, this year, somewhere around there, 3 games. Okay.
Yeah.
Not an overall concern.
And that was after he fell on his back. Someone took him out the air, so not necessarily.
It's still an injury. Okay. I mean, so if Anthony Davis gets run into and it hurts his knee, he's injury prone.
He could get blown on and missed like 12 games.
Well, but okay, I would ask you this. I would ask you this. Who's played in more games in the last 5 seasons? Who's played in more games in a single season? Cade Cunningham or Anthony Davis?
AD.
Anthony Davis has. So I think I'm talking about a stigma here. That's all. Because Brendan answered it right away. He's like, sorry, I wouldn't even listen. You wouldn't even listen to a guy who's going to give you 20 and 12 and is a 3-time shot blocking leader all time and a 5-time member on the All NBA team. Like, if there's a player when he's healthy, if there's a player out there who fits the Pistons, who can score and gives a shit about defending, excuse my language, he cares about, it's this dude. But everybody wants to listen to Lauri Markkanen and the trade possibilities there. That dude doesn't play full seasons either.
I want to, you know what? Maybe I take a step back, but maybe I want to be in that room. I'll be a fly on the wall to when the conversation is being had with Trajan Langdon and Anthony Davis. Hey, who are you? What do you want to do? Because this is what we're seeing. This is what we're on. This is the template that we're trying to do. We're rocking and rolling, and all we're doing is going forward. We don't want any of the load management BS. We don't want any, I got a hangnail and I can't play. Like, we know you're not going to play every night. We don't want you to play every night. But can you strap it on? Is what we used to say in the football business, not in that crazy word you guys are thinking about. Can you strap it on and get down every single night? Can you come here and give us all you have? Can you, when we need you, can you be readily available? If that conversation looks out of AD's mouth, hey, look, when I was in LA, it's just a different thing. Like, I got tired of being out there with you know who. I got tired of this, that, and the third. We won our championship.
Like Micah Parsons in Dallas.
100%. Like, it just ran its course. I lost the love, but you still see that I'm putting in the work. I'm on the court. Then they trade me to Dallas. I'm
not welcomed there.
If that conversation happens like that, if there's some energy there, then maybe. Because to your point, maybe there's a narrative, although we know he gets injured a lot, but maybe there's something that we don't know. And maybe the narrative is taken over where we're negating a player.
It scares me too, Braylon.
He's
it
older
does.
is the problem.
I know, but it does scare me. I'm not going to say it doesn't. My hope would be, obviously, everybody goes through a physical. Frank Ragnow, right? Didn't pass the physical. So he would go through a physical, so you would trust the doctors there.
Hold on, let me tell you about docs. So when I got traded from Seattle, I didn't get traded. I got cut by Seattle 2012. I had a hamstring that I suffered against the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. It's like a small, Doc would tell you about it. It wasn't a major pull or tear or anything. It's a tweak. It's a grade 1. So I got cut, rehab and doing my thing. Jets called me. Jets were like, he said, hey, we got 3 games left. If we win all 3, we'll be in the playoffs. Like, do you want to come play? Sure, it's New York. You guys should never let me go, idiots, but whatever. So went back. There's no way I passed this physical. No way I passed this physical. However, they were like, well, it looks good.
Looks good.
Man, my hamstring was hurting like I don't know what the last 3 games. But I passed it because I wanted to pass it. They wanted me to pass it, and everything went right. That's why I laughed at the Frank Ragnow situation when he didn't pass the physical. I said, no, the Lions lost that game where it looked a certain way. He was like, I'm cool.
That's interesting. Okay.
Because I definitely didn't pass that physical. But I passed.
Well, this he would have to pass the physical. It's totally different, right? Because you're giving up capital. The reason I talk about the stigma is because Anthony Davis has it, and some of it's earned. I'm not saying it's not. But when I ask people, hey, would you trade for Lauri Markkanen? Their immediate thought is, well, yeah. I mean, I know he's not the defensive player than Anthony Davis, but the dude can score, and I want him. And I thought, okay, and here's his games played: 68, 52, 50. 51, 61, 66, 55, 47. Why doesn't anybody bring that up? It's the label with Anthony Davis and Lauri Markkanen. Oh, he plays in Utah. I have no idea how good he is.
Narratives will make you not like somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard to shake them.
It's hard to shake them. You won't like somebody, and then you just stay on that side, and that's all you know. Like, I'll bring up somebody right now, Shedeur Sanders. Like, he's a polarizing topic, and whether the narrative was spent on him in college or he's shining his watch and he's doing a lot of people tuned out. Just talking about fans. A lot of people tuned out because, this guy's a showboater. He's this, that, and the third. That's what the narrative was. Like, narratives are a really real thing. I guarantee you, a lot of these people who don't like Shedeur Sanders meet Shedeur Sanders, they're like, he couldn't be further from a humble individual. Right. That's what a narrative is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kool-Aid. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the one thing I'm looking at with Anthony Davis is this. Because you're right. I cooled on Lauri Markkanen as we continue to see the defensive potential of this team. You realize you really don't want – that's not a part of the culture of the squad.
Fit.
It doesn't fit at all. And we said this on our streams leading up to it. Brendan was on a couple of them. I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like with Anthony Davis, the one thing I do look at is defense. But The regular season, I'm not looking at as much. Can you give me the playoff minutes? That's what I'm looking at. Because LeBron, can you give me the bubble? That's all I need. Can you give me a bubble AD? Can you just give me a run where you realize it's a special young player in Cade Cunningham? Jalen Duren is ascending. It would effectively not even just be the 3. Because for what they're saying AD would cost, it's just really a role player and some expiring contracts.
Well, it's Tobias Harris. It's Jaden Ivey.
Yep.
Okay. It's a young player and a couple of picks. Yep. Right. It's not nearly what they would want for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. Right. You would expect to give it up.
And so, as it relates to identity, I believe that you're not getting a player that you have to hide on defense. You're getting somebody that fits into that system, and then offensively, you're getting another guy who can score at all 3 levels and create his own. I feel like it's a fit as long as you know he's a go in the playoffs. The regular season, they're going to load manage. They did that with K last year. You talk about some of the games he missed. There were games where you could tell it was load management coming down the second half of the season.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. If JB Bickerstaff's making that decision, I trust him. I'm okay with
100.
that. But how come we don't know that about Anthony Davis? I don't know the answer to that. I'm being honest here, okay? But my guess is there's times where he sat out when he could have played, okay? Now, somebody in the chat said Matt Stafford was injured when he was here. Guys, I hate to tell you this. From 2011 through 2018, he started every game, okay? He got injured his first 2 years. The one, by the way, was a left shoulder injury that put him out for the rest of the season, and he threw a touchdown pass to beat Cleveland. I can throw if you need me to. They were going to put Dante Culpepper in. Let's relax. He held a record, for crying out loud. He had an existing record for number of consecutive starts. Stop with the fact that he was injured, okay? Look at his 16 every year from 2011 through 2018, and some of those years aren't great, like 4 and 12. If anybody had a reason to say, I'm good, thanks, Dan Campbell, I'm good, it would be him. Instead, he went out there and started. So let's be careful there.
Comment.
Yep. Well, I just
I knew it. I knew it.
It's what we were just talking about. It's the narrative. Okay. Oh, this guy's injured all the time. Really?
You see his first win? Like, just go back to his first win. He was injured on that play.
Yeah. I know. That's
how it started.
Whatever. I don't want to sit
in the middle. Like, we can go and say it. Tomorrow we'll do a whole soliloquy. That could be the name of the show. We can put the title on there. The Lions are for sure going to beat the Vikings and the Steelers. Hard stop. But this Los Angeles game, because it represents more than just a game. Like, obviously, if they win this one, win the next one, probably get in. But to beat the Rams in the regular season, to go out there, especially what the seasons look like for you in the last 5 games, averaging, giving up 27 points on defense, to turn it around, to figure it out, to be able to go to a team in L.A. and to be able to implement some of the things that you did against the Eagles that work, some of the things that you did more recently against the Dallas Cowboys that work, and you go out there and get a win, it changes the feel. It changes the vibe, and this is the NFL. The NFL, especially this season, unlike any other, has been week to week.
It's
been week to week.
Here's my biggest concern. We'll dive into it more tomorrow and Friday as well. My biggest concern, it's not as much Stafford and Nakua and Adams and a double-headed running back that's been pretty good, all right, with Corum and Williams. My concern is the defense. Against the Rams defense, the only 2 teams that give up fewer points than the Rams this year are Seattle and Houston. It's actually Houston, then Seattle. And if you've watched football all year long, you know those 2 defenses are legit. Does that mean we think they're winning the Super Bowl? No. Do they have the offense that the Rams have? No. Do they have the balance? Absolutely not. But their defense is really freaking good. Now, you told me earlier in the week, or maybe it was late last week, where you said, I think it was Monday, you said, look, they gave up a lot of points to the Cardinals. And that tells you they could be a little leaky.
Yards,
so if the Cardinals can move the ball, the Lions should be able to move the ball.
There's spots for them.
But I do believe, I could be wrong here, I do believe certain teams get up for certain other teams. Them playing the Lions, knowing how good the Lions are and how quickly the Lions can hurt you,
and
I think that's different.
That's the one. Kool-Aid, you're thinking exactly like you and I are thinking on the same wave.
That's scary for Kool-Aid.
That's the scary. The scary part about it is that the Lions won against the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs 2023, and then they also beat them at the start of the season. It's back-to-back losses, and then all hell broke loose with Kelly as well as Matt. Like they've been circling this game.
Yeah.
They want this game, but that's why I'm so intrigued to see what it looks like. Because to know that it's at home, it's in Los Angeles. Sean McVay wants his game probably more than Matt Stafford does. We're going to see what it is because they're not going to not play. They're not going to not show up.
Yeah, they want the smoke.
The
Bring
Rams,
it. Come on, tell me.
They want all the smoke. They're going to get
the
everything they have. You know what? And I know we always say wait and see. We said it about the Dallas game. We said it about the Green Bay Packers game on Thanksgiving. It's because it's true. When you watch this game, you'll know all you need to learn about what the Lions can be moving forward for the rest of the season.
Even if they lose.
Even if they lose, 100%. You'll know all you need to know about this team in terms of can they get it done.
It's what you said yesterday about the Bears. All right? You learned something about the Bears. You could do this exact same thing.
I learned that the Bears are a damn good team.
Yeah, they are. They're better than Detroit right now, at least in my belief.
Yeah.
I hope that changes. It's got time to change.
Offensive line,
got 4 weeks to change.
Because they can run the ball.
Yeah.
And because the defense gets turnovers, and they lead the league in points off of turnovers.
Correct. They lead the league in both. Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
And that's what's helping them a ton. So you can have a Caleb Williams figuring it out for a whole half when your defense and your run game are operating in that space.
Don't know if I necessarily want that in the playoffs, but to get there, absolutely. All right. When we come back, we will get to the mailbag. We'll get to some super chats. But first, this from a place where, you may go in hungry, but you're never leaving hungry.
Like the number 1 and number 2 in passing touchdowns this season. Number 1 and number 4 in passing yards this season. These two
that's a beautiful
will
thing.
forever be connected at the hip.
And neither one of them throws many picks. What does he have? 4?
4. He's got 5.
Yeah.
Look at somebody doing their homework.
We like this guy.
Yeah.
Okay? And when people in the chat are sitting there going, all they got to do is pressure Matt Stafford and they'll get to him, I'm sure the Rams are saying the same thing. Oh, and by the way, as we mentioned the other day, Jalen Hurts, who I like, 3 for 13 for 41 yards when pressured on Monday Night Football.
The difference is, one, Jared Goff doesn't get rid of the ball and process as fast as Matt Stafford, so his offensive line has to be a little bit better than Matt Stafford's offensive line.
Great conversation.
Matt Stafford getting the ball up. We can say that for tomorrow.
Great conversation piece for tomorrow, for sure. Tell us about Black Rock.
You know what?
You got another birthday going there?
You know, why not? Let's just go. We don't need a birthday. Let's just go. Let's just pull up, man.
You're dressed for it, that's for sure.
Oh, is that a shot?
That's a good shot.
I feel like Shep cracked the joke, man. It was kind of funny. Look, it's still a place that sizzles, and they sizzle above the rest. Don't worry, I got you back. 20% off the total food bill. If you mention Woodward Sports, we'll start there. They launched a whole new menu, but they returned some of the favorites, and they mix it in some of that new sizzle, man. The prime sirloins, they're here to stay, not just a meal. It's a top rock experience. And also, $20 all-you-can-eat platter. That sounds like a good deal if you ask me. Don't forget the holidays upon us, so if you give the gift card, that's the Sizzle gift card, you pay $50, you get 10 extra on that card. It's now a $60 gift card. And remember, you still get 20% off. So it sounds like a hell of a deal to me, man. This is the place where it's sizzle.
Great deal is at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. I walked in today, saw a couple of guys waiting in the chair. I dropped my coat off here in the studio while D-Mac and Stick were here. I walked back out there. Those guys are already in chairs. That's a true story. Getting their haircut and then in and out. Yeah, getting it done. They signed up, they sat down, they got their haircut, and they were gone. We appreciate all that Lady Jane's does for those folks, and they can do it for you too, because they understand that your time is valuable. Check them out today. They're open every day, 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. You don't need an appointment. It's one of the many beauties of Lady Jane's. They're wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Michigan weather can slow you down, but your goals, they don't hibernate, so neither should you. I'm Braylon Edwards, and hit Smoothie King on cold days to keep my energy steady and ready. And this is the place where I refuel, I tell you all the time, because of the ingredients. That's real fruit protein options that actually they help me feel good and they help me refuel. Everything in life is about refueling, but you got to refuel with the right things, the proper things, and that's Smoothie King. And then also too, man, scan that QR code. You know, one of the most important things to me in my life right now is the partner that we have with Smoothie King and what we do, the High School Athlete of the Week. It's been a program that now becomes a staple in the southeast part of Michigan, man. We're proud to do it. Southeast Michigan, man. Make sure you nominate somebody that has that hustle, that impact to the community, man, and make sure they are those leaders, the leaders and best. You know what time it is. Smoothie King, High School Athlete of the.
And why not make the NFL playoffs or the college football playoffs a little more interesting? If I told you you could place any bet up to $1,000 and if you lose, you get that bet back, would you think I'm crazy? Scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000, and if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit bet back up to $1,000. That's right, up to $1,000 back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet just $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
And we are back. And you know what? We got some super chats that we got to get to. Randall Smalls, number 3 crown today, $2 super chat. And I endorse this message. What do we have to do to get Braylon in that Hall of Fame?
My God.
That's Randall, man. Shout out Randall Smalls.
You know what, man? Like I said, it's going to happen. You got guys like Shep lobbying for you and whoever nominated me last year. Like, it's going to happen. It's on God's time. But I appreciate you guys, man, because it needs to. But don't worry. I'm patient.
Yeah, there's a lot of sports injustices out there. Lou Whitaker not being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
This is one of them. You try to be as patient as you can, but at some point, that dam is going to burst, and so might a vein in my neck. So we'll wait for just a little bit longer. If that's
I appreciate it.
All right, go ahead, Kool-Aid.
499 super chat. I love this one. This guy deserves a #1 crown for this. Shep reminds me of Walter Cronkite, and I love it.
Walter Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite. Oh.
I
don't know how to take that because that dude was old, man.
He's got a profound voice, though.
Old as dirt.
But I think it's more the profound voice, not necessarily the age.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you have a legendary voice, man.
I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you very much.
This is Walter Cronkite.
pretty good imitation right there.
But that's the key to good imitation is stop when it's good. Like legit.
You're right.
I sang Happy Birthday and I wasn't supposed to sing. It was a friend of mine in New York. I happened to be in New York at the same time, and she actually lives around the corner. But her parents, family was there. It was at a club that I hang out at, party at. It was a dope party, and I happened to be in the city, so I went to the party, and I went up in the DJ booth right around the time. And I said, "Yo, cut the music. I'll give you the microphone." And gave him the microphone. Everybody's like, I'm like, and I did what I did, but I only say Happy Birthday, and I stopped. Everybody was like, Braylon can sing. To this day, I have people from that birthday party like thinking I can sing. See, I didn't give him much more.
Yeah, that's good.
But if I would have gave
them wanting more.
If I'd gave them the next verse, they'd be like, "Oh hell no."
I might have gone too far with the David Attenborough the other day, right? Yes, I may have, because I did do the read in David Attenborough.
I was like, "Oh, it's still going. It's still going."
I get an elbow. Stop. Go ahead, Kool-Aid.
The people wanted it though. Like that was dope. People wanted it.
They did. That was dope, man. And I like this question here from Michigan Go Blue in our chat, 499 super chat. And the #2 crown, he says, who is Shep taking? This Michigan basketball team, 5 straight wins versus power conference teams by 25-plus points, or the 2012-2013 team with Trey Burke?
Well, I think who I'm taking.
That's not even up for debate. Because they had a similar situation to, they had a bunch of guys that can play and score as well, but they had the guy. And that's Trey Burke.
They have the National Player of the Year, so that's number one.
Like, yo, bro,
they had multiple ball handlers who could bring it up. Mitch McGarry could bring it up the floor.
True.
One of my favorite stories, I know we've got to get going here, but one of my favorite stories is prior to the game at the Palace against
San Diego State?
No, it wasn't San Diego State. It was
Louisville.
No, it was the Jackrabbits. Who the hell are the Jackrabbits?
Oh.
South Dakota State.
State.
It was against South Dakota State. They had South Dakota State and then VCU. And people kept saying, all I heard was, they're going to lose to South Dakota State, and if they don't, VCU for sure. And I said, I don't know if you guys have been watching Michigan, man. I mean, I'm telling you right now, there's a focus here. They beat the living snot out of both those teams.
Yeah.
Ran VCU out of the flipping gym, smoked everybody in their path. And I called the game in Dallas when they get to the regional finals, and then I see Florida play right afterwards. And I'm sitting down courtside, and I'm watching, I'm looking at Billy Donovan. I'm like, I'm not sure how much I like Billy Donovan. And I'm sitting next to an old-timer, and this guy says to me, I said to him, I said, you like Billy Donovan? And I almost said, because I'm not a huge fan. The guy says, well, I better, because he's my son. I'm sitting next to Billy Donovan's dad.
Oh, shoot.
And he said, your team's really good. I said, yeah, it'll be a good game. Michigan ran them out of that arena.
Was he cool the whole game?
He was cool the whole game.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Yeah.
Based on that
So yeah, I'll take that 2013 team when you've got a lot of pros on that team, and they played dogged defense as well. And Trey Burke was just unbelievable. Just that shot against Kansas is one of the greatest moments I've ever had in broadcasting.
But I think that's why Michigan, not Michigan fans, that's why people around the country, when it comes to Michigan and believing in Michigan basketball, I don't think they fully believe or fully subscribe, because Michigan hasn't closed the door. Outside of 1989, there's been a bunch of coming up short, and then there's been a bunch of periods where the program has just gone to the pits. And so I think ultimately when people hear Michigan, it's like, oh, here's going to be another one of those teams that are going to do great stuff and get to Elite Eight or Final Four and then shut down. So I understand why people feel that way about Michigan.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. But like I said,
this looks different though.
When you got Glenn Robinson and you got Trey Burke and
Tim
you had
Hardaway,
Tim
Jr.
Hardaway, you had
Yeah.
Nick
Yeah.
Stauskas, and you had
Spike Aubrey coming off the bench hitting 17 and a half.
Karis LeVert
was on that team.
Was on that team. Jordan Morgan was the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. He was on that team.
Big 50.
Yeah. So
definitely carried over an
Big
era.
50.
Yeah. Thanks for the question, though.
And one more here as we talking about Michigan before we get out of here. Mbar Asani in the chat says, Braylon, you're cracking me up. I remember those snowball fights. I lived in South Quad.
There
I
we
think
go.
Ron was in West Quad. Maybe Sean Thompson West Quad.
Yes, 100%.
They destroyed us.
That is so cool.
Shout out.
I love that.
I appreciate you tapping in, man.
That is awesome.
The snowball fights were amazing, man. I appreciate that comment. Well, we have to talk
All
about
facts,
tomorrow
no
before I
cap
forget.
right here.
44 years old, starting quarterback this week. We have to dive into that.
Is he starting? Phil Rivers starting?
In fact,
I know they signed him to the practice squad. I didn't know he was starting. I didn't know they had made that announced yet.
when they sign somebody on a Tuesday, that means they're getting you ready for Sunday.
Dude, the memes out there about Philip Rivers' first practice,
Like, look
his first game, are
Is that a flak jacket
hilarious.
or a gut?
Yeah.
Is that a flak jacket or a gut?
Now, they say he stayed in great shape. Yeah. Somebody asked him this the other day, how much do you weigh? And he said, more than I weighed in my last snap
game.
against the Bills.
You can see it in his face.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to see, obviously, I'm pulling for him, but it's going to be tough sledding, especially against the defense he's playing for. But he's absolutely right. In terms of the processing, I'm sure he can process faster than probably 95% of the NFL. The problem is, will his legs stay with him?
Right. There's no defense that guys like that haven't seen. Same thing with you. You could go out there right now against an NFL defense and understand what it would
what
take
they're trying to
beat
do,
them.
100%.
Yeah. Great stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Great show.
Thanks for being part of it.
You guys,
here on the Braylon Edwards Show. We're back with you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Don't forget the heavyweights coming in, rolling on in at 5 o'clock.
Stay safe out here.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.